Moving along with our human genetics, we're going to talk about blood typing. Human blood comes in a variety of genetically determined blood groups. The best known genes for determining blood types are, first of all, the ABO group, which you have heard before. People have blood type A, B, O, AB. And then the Rh factor, or the Rh blood group. There are two alleles that go along with this, and they can either be positive or negative. So that's where you get your A positive, A negative, etc. Rh positive is dominant, and Rh negative is recessive. So let's learn a little bit more about these blood groups, and we're going to fill in a particular chart. You'll notice at the top there's phenotype, genotype, antigen on red blood cell, and then transfusions. So we'll start with blood type A. So if the phenotype is blood type A, the genotype is either homozygous for A or heterozygous. What's key here when we're seeing blood type is we don't use the letters the same way that we used the letters when we did our Punnett squares. We now have the types, and they are superscript. We use the letter I to indicate that they're a blood type, and then the lowercase I is indicating that that is heterozygous for the blood type. So if we were looking at this particular person right here, this would be capital A, and this particular person would be capital A, O, because the lowercase I stands for O, which is the recessive. The antigen on the red blood cell is A. If you have type A blood, you can receive blood from either people who have type A or type O blood, and you can give blood to people who have type A or type AB blood. The second blood type is type B. The genotype is similar to type A in the fact that you have homozygous for the blood type B or heterozygous for blood type B. The antigen on the red blood cell is going to be B, and as far as transfusions go, if you have B type blood, you can receive blood from a person who has type B or type O blood, and you can give to a person who has type B or type AB blood. If your phenotype is AB, your genotype is then one letter of each. The antigen on the red blood cell is both A and B. And if you have AB blood, you can receive blood from any of the blood types, A, B, AB, or O. But you can only give blood to a person who has AB blood. So if you have type AB blood, you are considered a universal recipient, which means that you can receive blood from anybody. Type O blood is the recessive blood type, and that's indicated with two little i's. The antigen on the red blood cell does not exist. There is none. As far as safe transfusions, O people can only get blood from people who have blood type O, but they can give blood to anyone. So if you are type O blood, you are then a universal donor, which means you can give blood to anyone. So let's do a problem to see how these problems play out. In humans, the blood groups are produced by various combinations of 3 alleles, A, B, and O. Suppose a child is of blood type A and the mother is type O. What type or types may the father belong to? Whenever you're doing your problems, you're always going to start with a Punnett square. And of course it says that mom is type O, which means in all of these boxes you are going to have type O. It said that the child is blood type A. In order for the child to be blood type A, Dad is going to have at least one letter A, correct? So, Dad can either be or Dad can be this, or Dad can be this. So Dad can either have blood type that is homozygous, heterozygous, or type AB. As long as Dad has a type A, so that the child can have type A. So since the mother can only provide for type O blood, the father must provide the allele for type A. So the 3 genotypes can provide the type A allele. Question number 2. Suppose a father of blood type A and a mother of blood type B have a child of type O. What blood types are possible in their subsequent children? So you're going to start by drawing your Punnett square again. And you're going to look at the problem for some clues. Dad is A, mom is B, child is O. Now we know that type O equals 2 little i's. So you put the 2 little i's in one of your boxes. You'll then know that mom or dad has to be heterozygous for blood type. Since it says that mom or dad is type A, we know that there has to be an A here. And mom is type B, so there has to be a B over here. So then your possibilities for your children are going to look like that. Type O must be 2 little i's, which you've got down here. So it's the same Punnett square. Since father has type A blood, he has to be heterozygous. Mother has type B blood. She has to be heterozygous in order to have a child with type O blood. And now you'll get to do some practice problems on blood typing.